At the time I was in the service, I was a radarman second class. My name is George R. Trecarten. I was a striker. What I did with, I was on seaman. When I first went aboard, I was a seaman recruit. I worked on the third division, which was mostly, doing work for cleaning up and everything like that. And the chief who was in charge there kind of said, you're a little better at doing this, why don't you do this? And I started doing this, and I'd do that, and he'd say, you're pretty good. So he said, do you really want to be a seaman, or do you want to go for higher? I said, well, I want to be a radarman. He says, well, I'm going to give you the opportunity. He said, I'm going to sign the chip that says you want to be this, and we'll see if they'll accept you. So they did. He turned it in, and 2 days later, I was in the radar group. And they were short of men, so I got in there, and they had all gone to school. They went through school to become radar. I was a striker. I had to learn the other way, so I did. I learned everything they did, and I did it as good. And by the time I retired from the Navy because I didn't make a career out of it. I was the highest rank I could go, and I was very proud of what I did. I just think it was something that I could accomplish something. As a radarman, a lot of they call us scope jockeys, because we sit there and we watch a scope and we see this thing going around all the time with a little blip here and a little blip there, and that's what you're chasing. That's the contacts you have. You can do that all day long, and you can track and you can tell whether it's ours or somebody else's, what they're doing, and that's what you protect the ship. That's how the ship is protected. And then, as you progress further and you get deeper into it, you get to control aircraft off the carrier. Here's me, a little guy from nowhere, telling this guy out there with a jet doing Mach 2 when you can make a turn, when you can't, and where your contact is, until he can find out where he is and dive in on him or whatever, lock on him. It was very different. In fact, I went aboard the carrier once, and I met one of the guys I was doing that with, and he looked at me and he says, "How old are you?" I was about 17, 18 years old at that time. He says, "You did a pretty good job out there." I says, "Well, I think you did a greater job." He'd been a pilot for many years, and he says, "You did a good job getting me through what they're going, because everything is operations. You're constantly training for the worst, and you hope never see it." I was lucky. I had 4.5 years in the Navy, and all we had was the Cuban crisis, and that wasn't bad at all. Usually, if a ship is at capacity, it has enough men, you'll be on a 3 to 4 hour period of time where you've got 4 hours for yourself, 4 hours for your next duty, and then 4 hours for whatever you want to do as far as training or something like that. And so you would spend time doing this if you could do it. When you're in operations with the carrier, forget it. It's everything to the carrier. You're constantly there 24 hours. I've seen days where we spent 3 days, never slept, just watch the carrier and make sure the carrier is loading right, make sure their aircraft are getting back. They vector them back. We took time to do that. It was as you got better at it, you would do more of it. So it was a learn as you go. Learn from your mistakes.